Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along to what is another beautiful day here at Wakefield Park for the Chatham Cup quarter-final between Wellington Olympic, the home team, and Cashmere Technical here on Cello Sport. I'm Chris Emmerich, bringing you the commentary today with my good mate Scott Eastoe. Welcome, Scotty. Great to have you along again.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, really excited to be here again and alongside you for this one as the teams come out. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about us and Wakefield Park and big Olympic games, mate, but every time we seem to come down, the weather gods don't favour us too much, although we've got the wind coming from the north, so it's not too windy today. A little bit of rain, a little bit chilly, but not too bad. The setup today has got us right on pitch side for commentary, so I'll preemptively apologise for any comments that you may hear. We may stay away from it as much as we can, but we're sitting right between the two benches, so a perfect look at the game today as we've got the players just coming out right in front of us at the moment. Looking forward to what should be a great game. Obviously, Cashmere Technical defending champs, playing the delayed final earlier this year to win their fourth Chatham Cup. Olympic obviously chasing their first since 2009. And the players come to take the field as we run through the lineups. Olympic probably as you'd expect with Pasale in goal, Palesevic, Gully, Davenport Peters in midfield. Gould, who's scored a lot of goals this year in the cup so far, is alongside Gianni Bazoukas as well. It's good to see Jack Henry Sinclair back. Obviously had a good stint trialling with the Wellington Phoenix after going through his youth academy there. So it was great to see him back out for the big game. Ben Mata obviously at the back will partner Justin Gully, and great partnership between those two. That'll be a tough one for Cashmere Tech to break down. Demario, Halakias and Connor Gall rounds out the starting 11 for Olympic. Cashmere Technical will start with Knight in goal. Cam Vickers will play. Storer, Schwartz, Richards, Coughlin, who is always going to be that goal threat. McIsaac, Angus, Matheson, Tyndall and Tongue roll out that side. Should be a really interesting game. Both teams leading their way in the regional competition. Although Olympics is probably a little bit tighter. They've got a 3-point gap on Miramar with a slightly inferior goal difference after that kind of surprise. Lost a little bit to the Wellington Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, but they've bounced back pretty strongly after that. Cashmere Technical are leading that Southern League as you'd expect. So this could be a really good precursor and a kind of introduction into what we expect to see in the summer.
Yeah, Chris Sandbrook, you've definitely done your homework, haven't you? You did send me through everything. I will claim that I did my homework as well. However, Cashmere come into this one actually with someone 3 points behind them in a game in hand in their league. So pretty similar to Olympic up the top of their respective leagues.
So it's interesting when you get the teams coming from different areas of the country as well. It can take the first 5-10 minutes to kind of see how they line up. We're expecting Cashmere to go into kind of a 4-4-2. A couple of maybe dropping into the 10 to support the midfield. It's what we're expecting. We may be completely surprised, and we'll watch that through the first couple of minutes of this game.
Yeah, you're right, Sambo. And Olympic, just by the looks of it, definitely look like they're starting out in a 3-4-3 system here as they play straight back to that back three with their two wide players and remaining with two up top.
Yeah. And when you look at the wide players, when you've got Jack Henry Sinclair out the one side, I think from talking to the staff before, he's only played 8 league games this year, got himself 12 goals from that position. So you can definitely see why the Phoenix are having a good look at him over the last few weeks, and let's hope something comes of that because he's definitely going to be one to watch today.
Cashmere with a clear line in the sand early here, Sambo, where they've got a pressure line where as Olympic approach that, they're looking to press in a certain area.
Yeah, managed to work it around that block, but the touch was a little heavy to give the ball away. But Olympic obviously recover and bring it forward again. Trying to find Sinclair in behind, but well cut out. And I guess it'll be something to watch for the first few minutes, but I mean this may be the common theme from the start of this match. Again, Cashmere looking happy to take that block across midfield, let the back 3 or 4 play with it here.
Well, without being rude to them, Sambo, you would expect that they'd probably be coming into this one in a respectful manner of Olympics quality. Because I don't think there'll be anyone in the country now that wouldn't see this lineup and think, oh, we'd better be careful early.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I saw a touch there from Halakias, trying to find Connor Gorman behind. Well cleared out for a throw. But yeah, no, I think you're right. And especially when you're travelling out of region into Wellington, typical Wellington day to be fair.
Yeah,
but I want to take that first 10 minutes just to kind of find your feet and not give anything silly away. Good drive down the byline, cuts inside. Cashmere close up well.
And that's not to say that Cashmere don't carry their own threat, Sambo, as we know they do, and I'm sure as the game goes on we'll get into that. But yeah, I just think that every side coming here today would be careful of the quality early and maybe a little tentative to start the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most surprising thing about Olympics only lost this year, good delivery across, well taken, Knight's experienced goalkeeper, so he has the pleasure of playing in front of the bag for the first half, so I'm sure he'll be looking forward to get through that into the second half and in front of the trees.
To be fair, if he does, Sam, but it's downhill from there.
Yep, Knight will start us out looking to play out, which is positive. A little bit scratchy. Olympic look to recycle to maintain the ball. So I think what we've seen with that block is that it's going to be a pretty congested area just in the middle of the midfield there.
Yeah, and interestingly, Sambo, the way Olympic looked to defend that sort of first play out from Cashmere was quite narrow high up the field, wasn't it? And invite them to their wide players out here.
Yeah, and I think if you look back to, as we're getting set up and looking at the warm-up, a lot of their warm-ups was based around narrow play, so perhaps that's the plan climbing into it. Try to really shrink the area of the field and look to win the ball back and break out wide, because that's where their real power is.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame just there. Cashmere were in a really good press there, and they had Olympic playing in an area that they wanted nice and tight, and unfortunately just gave away a foul.
So Gully has a look, but just happy to recycle through here. As I say, Cashmere's not going to put too much pressure on. Happy to get them into an area they want. Here comes the press. Again, get a good line. Good organised press to get out there, so they're all under pressure. Coughs up a bad ball out, gives them a chance on the counter attack. The ball to the far post is well beyond. But that's kind of what Cashmere look like they're going to try to do, right? They're sitting in, waiting for the trigger to press. They take it, force a poor delivery, and then look to counter quickly. And when they've already gone into that press mode, they had 3 in the box to hit. Delivery was obviously high and wide, but it gave them an opportunity to get something on towards Scott Basale's goal.
Yeah, in your open play out from Olympic, it looks like they're doing a little bit of trap setting Cashmere here, where they're going to drop out to a certain area, allow them to play originally, and as they look to horseshoe back, then go and press the centre backs. And Olympic have made that decision. What I like about it is Olympics have made that decision to play and then they press, as opposed to, all right, first pass goes press straight away. They're looking to see whether they are going to play before they press.
Totally, and it's a good test to do with a defensive unit that may not be under pressure too many times and have the freedom to play, to see what quality they've got, to see who's going to be the guy they're going to press more often than not. But Basale gets out of his feet. Great touch in midfield by Gall to reset, but Olympic come backwards again. Mario caught in position. Rides a couple of challenges. Ben Mata hurried.
Great ball win by Tor Davenport there. Asking for a foul, Cashmere, but good tackle.
It's an advantage here as Bazookas goes into the box. First strike on target for the day. Knight saves well. Drops out to Sinclair in the area.
That'll be the difference, I think, early on here. If there's going to be a goal in this game, both teams there, that's the first sort of break we've seen from Olympics. So getting forward quickly, and we saw Cashmere earlier do the same, but the quality and the delivery was not there. You like to think, Jack Henry Sinclair potentially, and Lucas Halakias with the same opportunities may have a little bit more quality.
Yeah, and I think coming back, we've spoken a bit already around. That's a great little ball forward. 1-1 with early goal. Matheson. And there's the danger, the quick counter-attack. Brilliant ball through, great first touch. Takes him through 1-1 with Pasale, slots it home.
And right on cue, Sambo. A fantastic piece of quality from Cashmere.
Well, that's it. And, I was just getting into a spiel as we're talking about kind of the respect for Olympic in this, but there has to be respect the other way. I mean, you're talking about the defending champs of this cup competition, and they've, through the 2000s in particular, they won back-to-back titles, I think, in 13 and 14. So, I mean, these guys are used to this competition. They know how to win it.
They've got a rich history in this competition, Sambo, as you just alluded to. And we know from their league form, not just this year, but they've got a track record down there, Cashmere, and they've got goals in them. And I think that's one thing that stood out when we did start to look into them and how they've been going, is that they've got some players who have scored plenty of goals.
Yeah, and it didn't take us too long to figure that out in this first half. It's going to sting Olympic, put them on the back foot a little bit. Interesting to see how they come out now as Plisevic finds Mata. And as Cashmere take the lead here, you're a little bit more comfortable sitting back in that slightly deeper block, aren't you, when you've got something to protect?
Oh, 100%. I think they'll absolutely they'll love that from Olympic. If Olympic sort of aren't playing through that block very well and they start to try and clip long balls early, I think they'll enjoy that. I think they'll be comfortable with that. I think they'll treat those as wins.
Yeah, I agree. There was some pretty good composed defending there from Tung with a nice little header back to the goalkeeper.
I'm also not sure it'll sort of best suit Olympic for those that longer range of passes for those fellas they got up top. Are deadly with the ball at their feet.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the Wakefield turf, it could get pretty flat and slick when it's raining, so it's going to be hard. It's a hard day to chase balls over the top when it's just going to be skidding away from you. They need to find feet. They need to find people who've got Caelan Gould to really try to drive the ball in behind, because we know he'll do it all day. Great recovery work on Sinclair out wide. And again, it gives Cashmere another opportunity to come back the other way. And I think, as we spoke before going live, Scotty, I mean, now the advantage of our position of commentary today, which is right on halfway, getting in the fourth official's way, is kind of being able to sit in between the two dugouts. We'll be able to get a good feel of how each bench is feeling about the game and how we're tracking, and starting to see a little bit more movement in the Olympic bench, kind of standing up and barking a few more orders.
Yeah, they're asking for a bit more from the group. And to be fair, I mean, that's what you'd expect at this moment in the game, is that, hey, they've shown their hand now, and you'd expect the bench to be coming up and saying, hey, this is what they are doing, this is what we need to do now to make sure we can play around that or sort of stop the threat. Having said that, what do you do to stop that pass that brought the goal of it?
Oh, there's not a lot you can do. When you get broken down and you're on that counter-attack and you get a little bit of quality like that, there's not much you can do. You're hoping your goalkeeper can stand up big and make a worldie to keep yourself at nil.
Yeah, and if anybody can, Sali can. It's a very good finish.
And you need that as his teammate to go through and get one chance early and bury it. The Olympics starting to demand the ball a little bit quicker. It is a little bit slow.
Yeah, I was just noticing, I was just thinking about that, Sambo. I think Tam, DeMiro, 20 in there for Olympic, and Tor Davenport really haven't got a hold of the game yet for Olympic in the play-out particularly. They've sort of horseshoed wide, but there's been no penetration to get them out sort of centrally yet.
Yeah, we got Lucas Talakia sitting right in front of us at the moment. He's really looking to demand the ball now, and he's got a little bit of space. But I think what we're seeing out of Cashmere is a real strong organisation across that back four and midfield block, where they're comfortable with the space they're leaving, but then once the ball gets into the area they want to compete in, it's very hard for Olympic to play through, and they're going to have to answer that question as this game goes on.
I think that's what they need a bit more of early here, Sambo, is maybe go away from what they potentially want to do, slide some balls in behind and get Cashmere worried about that, and potentially then they might be able to play a little more. Yeah,
what that's going to be key, just to try to open up a little bit of space, is Olympic drive through the middle again, but ball goes all right.
If you're a neutral, though, is that not maybe the best thing that could happen in this game, that goal early for Cashmere?
Oh, as a neutral, absolutely. But as we sit surrounded by a lot of non-neutrals.
Yeah, well, it's nothing new. I was talking to a couple of the Olympic boys about, how neutral the commentary teams can or cannot be.
Gully drives us forward again. Nice little ball over the top. Bazookas just brings it down. First touch a little bit away from him, but it was a difficult one to bring down. Cashmere clear. Davenport Peters wins the header. Bazookas can keep it in. So he wants to get in the area to get a delivery in here.
That's where he has been strong early toward Davenport in midfield. I mean, I know that second one is a foul there, but the sort of lunge he makes in to disrupt play isn't a foul. That's good timing. He's there when the ball arrives.
Yeah, and I think from the early stages, I think the referees have a pretty good handle on this.
Yeah.
There's been a few challenges where people have gone down asking for something, but he's kind of let it go, and he's let it go for the right reason. There's decent challenges out there. It's going to be physical. It's a cup quarter final, so there's going to be some challenges to go in. Call the fouls that needed to be, but you don't want everything getting whistled in a game like this. You want some competitiveness, and I think we're seeing that early doors.
If you're going to play out, you've got to get it right at the end of the day, and if you're going to put the ball at risk, that's you're accepting some of that risk by the pass that you play. And I think, I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of that from the officials.
Again, Davenport Peters, strong in the challenge. Demario to bring out. This is where Olympic need to transition with a little bit of width. Still narrow through the middle, so they have to recycle.
Straight into the dropout again, Cashmere here, Sambo. It's interesting to see if they can't win it back really, really quickly, they just come straight out to the same area.
Yeah, it's definitely well organised. Alakis again looks to get out there and get his heel on the touchline. Nice little ball over the top if he can keep it in, and he does. Delivery. Gets the first touch from Cashmere and out for a throw.
That's the ticket for Olympic. That'll get them out all the time here. That's where the overload is in those areas, and that is the recipe, I think, there, where if they start a couple of those sorts of passes, what do Cashmere do?
Yeah, that's the risk. Exactly that. And they need to find a way to punish them that they haven't found. And if that's it, it's going to start dragging that fullback out, and they can start bombing the box for that second delivery or open up a little bit more space in midfield if they can't condense that middle area. But they've got to do it more than once.
That's exactly right. I think, if you come high...
Plesevic again from the back. Beautiful delivery through. Again, skips on in the wind, in the rain. But Olympic being able to maintain it. Kalen Gould just gets pickpocketed and Cashmere can bring it away.
Yeah,
but
sorry, Sambo.
That's two now. That's two now out of the back from Plesevic now.
That's right, a bit longer. Yeah, and I think that they'll put them in that predicament where, with those wide players in this 3-4-3 system, if they push them and they press them, then they leave the space in behind. If they don't, then Olympic will start playing out. And I think that's the predicament Olympic need to keep putting them in.
Again, Cashmere happy to step on. It's kind of Galt just recycles the ball, gets it to Gully. So Tongue at the back there, very, I don't want to say casual because he had a purpose, but relaxed defending. Takes the pressure, gets us out wide.
Nothing wrong with some relaxed defending. Love a bit of relaxed defending. I want to border the casual.
Pressure a little bit tighter on Halakes to receive there. Whether they've spotted that risk early. Again, the longer straight ball, easy for Cashmere to pick up. That's a great challenge through midfield. Coughlin just charging down again.
Again, sensible officiating, Sambo. I know it looked like maybe a forceful challenge, but timing was good. Ball was won. Play on.
Yeah. Coughlin finds himself a little bit of space. So looking for that link up between Coughlin and Tyndall out there as well. Looking to pay dividends early doors.
I think I've just set my record for compliments to the officials inside the first 15 minutes here. Maybe potentially we're standing right next to one, and that could be having an impact.
Maybe that little fall down the muddy bank at Wakefield might have jogged something a little bit loose.
Yeah, we talked about trap setting of Cashmere. I got caught in the trap all right, went for a slide down the hill. It was lovely.
It was great. It's the high point of my day. Again, Olympic move forward. Zukas just looking to link up. Tamara doesn't read the ball he was trying to play. Just gives Cashmere the chance to break, but Olympic do have good numbers back to clean up. Halakias does a great job. Right idea, just slightly heavy on the pass.
What a great track by Lucas Halakias there, and then the presence of mind for Ben Mata as he wins that ball just to slide it straight into the midfield and get something going forward.
Yeah, Knight goes long. The obligatory 5-yard gain. The throw and goes in. Good delivery across. No one in the box though. Another brave header down.
What about that? I'll just hit it back to him. Under pressure.
Yeah, good calm defending. Connor Gall again on the drive. Cashmere boxed him out. He's done a great job to maintain it and get it to Halakias.
Connor's someone I don't know a lot about, Sambo, if I'm honest, and I'm interested to see early on here what he offers.
Yeah, relatively new to the squad this season. He seems to really establish himself in a tough group to establish himself in.
I'm going to go again. Look, I think he's got that bang on. Like, the original challenge was fine, and then, then there's an infringement after that. I know the surprise from the Cashmere lad, but well done again, official.
Starting to feel slightly uncomfortable. But, hey, ball forward. Cashmere win the first header. Devonport Peters will pick it up.
Maybe we're just better commentators than coaches.
Well, some would say average at both. Again, this is a good recycle for Olympic now. They've got a lot of space. Halakias is in space, and every time Halakias looks to drop in, Gianni Zukas is just trying to take that angle run in behind to split the centre-back and the full-back. We've seen them try to find that run a couple of times, but it's been well cut out. Again, Cashmere is just really well organised, so it's going to take a good delivery like we saw for their goal to unpick that defence. But you can see the movement, and you can see that it can pay dividends. Kind of goal, as we've seen his praises before, just gives the ball away. Coughlin's a little bit of a heavy touch. He gets a lucky one through the legs. Outside of the foot finish, just wide.
How well did the Cashmere player do there to not get involved in the offside position? That must have taken every ounce of his discipline not to just get on the end of that offside. Geez, 2-0 would have been something there, Sambo.
Yeah, that's an early mountain because I don't see this back four coughing up too many chances.
You can feel a little bit of frustration out of the Olympic playing group at the moment on this play out here, where there's some areas they want to pick off that they just can't find.
Yeah, Pilicevic again trying to find that angle ball.
Patience could be key.
He does find it, but for a corner. But I really think this last 10 minutes, maybe 10, 12 minutes here, they're really looking to get the ball in this left centre-back spot with Pilicevic, and he's looking to pull the strings rather than getting that little ball into midfield to play. And I think that might be a little bit of a win for Cashmere in saying that they're just struggling to get that decent creativity out of the middle of midfield.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of little mistakes on some of the basics around safe side passing into the midfield. And the midfielders keeping the ball on their safe side with their touches and allowing Cashmere to have a crack at winning possession.
Again, Olympic in possession in a deep area. Wanting to go forward, but they're not really seeing too much to hit.
You'd like to see them just get rid of a little bit of this sort of frustration and just be comfortable with moving the ball around, looking for the chinks. If it's not there, go somewhere else.
There's a good ball into midfield for Connor Gall. He opens out, finds Halakias in the wide area, stands up his man. Good delivery cross! Wicked deflection, and there's your equaliser, kind of out of nothing.
And straight over he goes to celebrate with the Olympic faithful down that end. And interestingly, none of them slid down the bank in excitement.
It's experience.
I've got to go get some tips from the Olympic faithful down there. What a goal that was, Sambo. He's early young Lucas Helikias, and they're providing a beautiful piece of quality to cut in there.
Yeah, Olympic, they needed a spark to get something back. Unfortunate for the defender. It was one of those really nasty ones where you know you've got someone in behind, you've got to make a play at the ball, and you run the risk of it coming off in a bad angle and going in, which is what we saw. So,
yeah, and you get what you deserve, like putting the ball in at pace in an area where things like that can happen, being positive, putting, like I say, having a bit of quality about the pace you put on the ball into the area you went for. You get what you deserve, I think, in that situation.
The thing the Olympic will like about that is, we were talking 5 minutes ago about having a lack of creativity through midfield, and it was all coming through Pulisic here as he takes the ball. That came from a nice angle ball into kind of goal into a wide area. So that did come through midfield. So they were given some confidence to keep pushing down that line. As Henry Sinclair comes in to a wide area, gets a pull back. But the strike's gone way over the bar.
Olympic sideline. I'm happy with a late collision between Cashmere technical player and Tam DeMiro in the deep midfield there.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I followed the play. I didn't see it, but the fourth official reckons they've got it. So if anything comes out of it.
Yeah, I didn't see it, to be honest.
As Knight takes long. Early jump from DeMario. That probably could have been a free kick, but not given. Kind of goal. Great little touch from Gianni to get around. Comes inside and out. Good strike. Good save.
He's absolutely dangerous on the dribble. The defender's going backwards in a hurry. Him moving side to side. That's dangerous.
But Olympic, after having a decent period of time without creating too much, had 2 great chances in the space of minutes. For the first time, Cashmere going to have to knuckle down and defend well. Ball drops down, but another strike over. Another warning shot for Cashmere.
It's just that patience that they required early on when things weren't going their way to know that the quality they have in their side, they're going to get to periods where they create chances, where they have a little bit of dominance. If they can get through the frustrating periods, these are the periods they're capable of producing. Same must be said for Cashmere too, though, at the end of the day. They've not conceded across those chances just there. It's still 1-1, and they got to back themselves in the quality they've shown early, that if they can get through that period, there could be something good for them.
100%. And a couple of minutes before conceding the equaliser, they could have been 2 up with a great chance. So they're still creating.
Yeah, good point.
Knight happy again to go for the longer range. DeMario wins a good first header. Devonport Peters is the second. Good delivery into a wide area. He's done brilliantly to get out of that space.
Oh no, there's a coming together of the same 2 players. Tam DeMiro for Olympic and the number 2 for Cashmere, continually coming together. Nothing good will come from that for those 2.
It's getting pretty heated. Ironically, it cleared a bit of space for Cashmere to move into.
Tam, not someone I would say he gets overawed in situations where if you try to have a crack at him, I've never known him to be someone who, who's going to lose it.
This is a big game, If you look at Olympic, I don't want to say Olympics priorities and talk for the club and the coach, but they're coming off a strong season last year where they won the Central League and they're in a good position to go back to back on that. What they'd love to do is add another Chatham Cup to the one they won in 2009. So a quarter final, you don't get too many opportunities at these sort of games, so you can imagine there'll be kind of a lot of excitement, a lot of angst around this sort of game. There'll be a lot of passion out there. That they certainly won't lack that.
That was fantastic from Tam DeMiro there, getting them out.
Sinclair just gets there before it goes out, so all he can do is pull it back into an area. But hey, extra run. Shows good attitude down there rather than just let it run out for a goal kick. make them work their way out for a throw-in.
Oh, no.
Mario tried to step in but was late.
Yeah, pick him up, that's it. Pick him up, move on. Good officiating again. Free kick. A little bit of a word, hey, not too many of those, thanks.
Yes, it's moving.
Got to say, he looks a composed referee, doesn't he? Like he
doesn't seem too phased, which is good.
Yeah, there's not a lot of emotion there.
Trying to find Tyndall again into the box. He's done well. Sala tries to get down and grab it, but he's just trying to hide the fact he was already out for a corner.
I feel like we're settling into the pattern of these two teams and the way the game could go now. I think both teams have shown their hands of what they're looking to do in and out of position, and we're settling into a period of what it could look like.
Yeah, set piece could be an interesting phase as the first header gets cleared.
What about that touch? Just off the back of his heel and into his path, and away he goes.
Yeah, he's been a standout player in this region for a few years now. But Cashmere, they seem to have, by going through the last few games and another corner, kind of goes to my point, they seem to have quite a few goals through their centre-backs. The Cashmere, which would, without seeing a lot of the games, would point to
set piece,
proficiency at set piece.
Well, you look at the size of one of the fellas coming forward here. Yeah, I would have to guess he'd be responsible for some, surely.
You'd hope so.
Oh, Shorts. We know Shorts.
Delivery swings it out to the back. Olympic again. Ben Matter wins the first header. Great strike from the edge.
Difficult one for any keeper, isn't it, Samba? Coming through traffic.
Oh, through traffic. And
bouncing at an awkward place.
And that was just swinging all over the show.
Yeah, that's nasty. He's done well just to keep plenty behind the ball there and make sure there's not a
keep him in front of
not
him
a banana skin.
Phase.
To be fair, he would have done me a favour. No, I'd be talking about slipping down the hill if he conceded that one. Basali loves a road cone-like outfit too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't go for the simple kits.
If you're not sure who he is at home, look for the bright orange suit on the field, and that's Basali.
Ball forward for Gould. Gould cuts inside. That makes a second. Gets a strike, but it's blocked. Bazookas tries to get the next one away, but a little bit of an air swing as the ball gets moved away from him. Cashmere looking to get their way out. I like this. We've just conceded two kind of half chances, and rather than the panicked lump out and lose possession, they've then done a beautiful little play out. And if not for Sinclair at that far side, they could have had another great opportunity on the counter-attack. Very positive in possession. It's great to see.
Yeah, you're sort of half expecting Olympic to foul, break up play, stop the counter-attack a little.
Going forward through Tyndall again. Get a little bit of pressure. And Cashmere will drop. Olympic in a bit of room here with Jack Henry Sinclair down the right side. Rolls it into Gould. He's getting lots more touches in midfield now. Space opening up a little bit as he looks to receive it back. His cross is blocked. Now acres of space for Cashmere to break out into. You see Tyndall generally taking the higher position. Coughlin just trying to drop in a little bit deeper. Look to do that link-up play or one for the drop down. But
couple
great
of
defending from Gully
physical athletes going head to head.
Just going to drop to the edge. Great step out from Bliskovic to clean it up. We've seen the capability of strike from that sort of range 5 minutes ago. Gould, he's gone for a cheeky one from deep. Keeper's read it. It was pretty accurate. It was just under the bar.
You just kind of love the confidence that he's just looked up. He's thought, you know what, if I can get that just under the bar far post, he's going to have to backtrack, and it could be difficult today. And you know what? Worst case scenario, goalkeeper's got the ball in his hands all the way down their end.
Yeah. Devonport Peters, another good win in midfield. He's had a strong start to this game. Zuka's just trying the extravagant. Almost came off. Not too much harm though. Next delivery goes out.
I think, if Cashmere want to see Olympic pumping some balls long, then I think respectively, I think Olympic will be wanting to see Cashmere trying to play square passes like that.
Again, Halakis just cuts a frustrated figure as he gets forward, doesn't receive.
He just wants the ball all the time, doesn't he? He's in that mood early where I think he rates himself in this matchup with these two on the side. I think he feels like, 1v1, I'll probably have some success here today. And he just wants the ball because of it.
Yeah, I look at the likes of Lucas and Gianni and kind of that wide area, central area. They just like running at you. And what Halakis is getting on this side is space. Because Cashmere are defending quite narrow. So he gets that little first bit of... He's looking at receiving and having 10 yards to move into to make a decision. That's why he wants it all the time. He thinks he can do something with every possession.
We're into the period here where Olympic have been getting frustrated if they can't break them down. And the lump ball comes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him just go home to the goalkeeper and see if Cashmere...
A little bit underdone on the pass back tonight.
Dribble your way out, keeper. No dramas.
He's gone full FIFA on the play out.
It's a good term, that, Sambo. Full FIFA.
Tor's been busy, eh? It just seems like any kind of challenge or combativeness is involving him. Draws the free kick this time.
Well, I feel like he's been busy defensively. He's broken up play really, really well, and he's got his timing of his challenges right early on. I'd probably like to see him a little bit more in possession of the ball.
He seems to be doing the tough stuff to give kind of Gaul the space to get in there and play at the moment.
I tell you what, he carries some quality around the edge of the area too. If the ball falls to him, he can really hit it.
Delivery, central area, Knight, good strong claim. He looks pretty tidy, doesn't he? Very experienced goalkeeper. There's a lot of goalkeepers that are good shot stoppers. The ones worth every penny are the guys from the deliveries from wide areas that are just safe as houses to come and claim. They're the rare ones.
I've been quite impressed with Cashmere in general so far early on, Sambo, I've got to say. I mean, they've had their moments where they've been broken down, don't get me wrong, and they've had their struggles, but they've got a plan, they're working towards it, they know what it is, they understand their plan, and whether they're having success all the time at it or not is a different thing, but Olympic are a good side. You're not always going to have it your own way regardless of whether you're getting it right or not.
Totally. Olympic win the throw in, keep it moving. Then Nata again goes over the block of defenders for Halakis. Does well to cut inside and find Gaul. Good ball to the back post. Late coming Sinclair. Gets it into an area. Leaves it up to the defenders to deal with. Gets himself a bit of a soft free kick, if we're honest. Relieves the pressure.
Yeah, I feel like the information coming out of the sideline here is bang on. I think Policevic is worried about that switch ball to Gully on the right side of their back three as the Caversham lot pinch on that side. But if you safe side it, have some confidence in your mate. He'll receive that.
Cool, welcome back. Apologies for the short outage. We actually had some power issues with cars taking out some cables, so that's the reason for the brief outage. But we're back. Scotty, it was a good end to the first half. I mean, for the few minutes that we did miss, there was a little bit of a come together, a little bit of a clash. We kind of showed a little bit of passion from both sides, but nothing too dramatic. No major chances that were missed. The score remains 1-1 through the half-time break. The weather hasn't improved. That's for one. Certainly the rain started to come back through, but interesting first half that we saw from Olympic. Obviously, took them a while to get into the game and get through the struggles early doors that Cashmere were kind of putting up with those roadblocks. But the first goal was a cracker for Cashmere, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first goal was a cracker for Cashmere, and it was probably a good thing for the game in general. I think, that early period that you alluded to, Sambo, was awkward, particularly and frustrating probably for Olympic, particularly where, Cashmere laid their stall out. They dropped out to a really good area. They got organised. They got compact. They frustrated Olympic in their play out, and then had a clear plan if they could, and there was opportunities to break quick and get an opportunity quick. They were doing that, and I think in that early passage of the first half, they had some really good success there, and that goal then really spurred things into life for Olympic, where they had to make some adjustments really quickly to get back into the game. And if they didn't, there was that opportunity straight away after the first. That was almost 2-0 before we got the equaliser.
Yeah, and I think that was probably the key moment in that first half when Gavin Coughlin goes through and just goes for that little outside of the foot finish. His first touch actually wasn't his best, which meant that it kind of bounced up, but it kind of drew Ben Matter into the challenge, and it let him run it underneath him and get around the other side. But then the finish was classy, and it just went past the post. And like I say, huge moment in the first half. That's 2-0, and that's a tough mountain to climb for Olympic. But within a couple of minutes, Olympic found their way to get out, and that was wide and into Halakias. Nice little pass through the midfield into kind of Gould to find Halakias, and then just whipped the ball across with real pace into a real dangerous area into that 6-yard box, and just a nasty deflection in for an own goal. And then really from there, it was a strong kind of 10-15 minutes for Olympic, where they had a number of chances to kind of get themselves in front that they didn't take.
Yeah, you're right. They had their opportunities on the back of that 2-goal swing there, that we'll say, where they got their goal, they got the equaliser, and Cashmere came straight off the back of their miss. But I think that period where you're alluding to again, Sambo, was where Olympic looked to figure out their play out and really start to figure out the problem that Cashmere were creating for them. And that 3-4-3 system, and they were coming wide, and as soon as they horseshoed back to the centre-backs, there was a good solid press. And Cashmere were recognising that, they're not going to go forward, they're going to go backwards, let's get on the next pass. And they started to create pressure that way. But when Olympic came out wide and got some variation between when they rolled it to the winger or when the winger went past, beyond, and they rolled some balls in behind, that's where the problem became Cashmere's. And I think, we'll talk to as many people as we can from the two teams at half-time, Sambo, but I think if you're Olympic, that's what you'd be looking, the problem you'd be looking to cause Cashmere again. Yeah,
I always like trying to put myself in their shoes around what they're going to try to achieve out of or how they're feeling about the game. From watching the Olympic players leave the field at half-time, there was a lot of comments around, we just go again, which kind of says to me that they're really unhappy with how that first half kind of panned out. But we're looking at these two sides, both high goal scorers in their regional leagues, both a lot of wins this year, a lot of success in recent history. They're going to be coming out. I would suggest they're going to be coming out and trying to win this game in regulation time. I mean, obviously they are going to. But I wonder who's going to be the most positive as the game goes on. Easy enough to do, first 10, 15 minutes in the half. But, if we start getting into the 70, 75th, 80th minute and it's still 1-1, it'll be interesting to see which one of these is going to go front foot and which one of these is going to be happy to take it to extra time. Yeah,
I think we've seen both teams carry threat beyond. And the goal stats would have suggested that before we come in. But I think even in this first half, we've seen both teams carry a threat in behind the defence, and they have a bit of pace about them, and they clearly have the ability in both groups to finish chances. And I'd be surprised if this one wasn't decided inside the 90 minutes. And there's certainly some feeling here in this one.
Yeah, the game would have to really change, I think, for us to finish at 1-1. And the change would just have to be, it would have to be an aggressive game where it's the kind of defence kind of leading the way. I don't see it. I think the two teams are trying to score goals, so I think they're going to create chances. It's just going to be who takes them, because there's goal scorers on both sides. So it could be anyone's game.
And goal scorers currently on the field at both sides, but what about coming from the substitutes bench? If it gets to that 65th, 70 mark and both sides, and the game, dare I say, is still locked, which would surprise me. What do you expect to see from the two teams around the changes?
Well, certainly Olympic, with the likes of Jesse Randall sitting on the bench, that we know is quite an electric player. We've seen him quite a bit down here. A player like that could really come in and change it. So that would probably be the change for Olympic that I would look for. I don't see them wanting to make too many changes. I mean, I think the side that they've got out now is kind of their go-to side. They'll be very happy to have Jack Henry Sinclair back into the side today after missing the last few weeks, as we alluded to earlier. And I think out of those outlets, when you've got Bazookas and Henry Sinclair, and obviously Connor Gould's getting creative into midfield, Caelan Gould, there's going to be a lot of chances being created. But I mean, I look through, Gavin Coughlin, he's sitting on 18 goals already for the season. Lyle Matheson is on 16. There's goals on this Cashmere side. So again, I mean, I don't know how much they need to change or whether they're going to be kind of happy running that for as long as they can. One thing I have noticed by going through the last few sides is that Coughlin's kind of been in and out of the side, hasn't played every game over the last kind of 6 or 7 weeks. So I don't know whether that's a little bit of injury or a little bit of protection. If it's an injury, you got to start, you wonder how many minutes are you going to get out of him. But I think, as this game goes on, he's got the experience. He's won this thing before, so they'll want him on the park. Yeah,
it's interesting that that comment about experience. I think I was just looking at the lineups again and what we've seen and what both sides have. Sambo is experience. You look at the back three for Olympic that we've talked about throughout the game, and Justin Gully and Ben Mata, and even Alex Policevic as the left centre back. All three of them have very, very a vast amount of experience between them. But also on the Caversham side, they've got plenty of experience, and I've been really impressed with the way that they've come here. They don't look overawed. They were ready to go. They had their plan. They committed to it, and you'd probably guess that experience has a bit to play in that as well.
Yeah, and we saw from that plan they didn't deviate when they went 1-0 up, and they didn't deviate when they conceded the equaliser either. So they're comfortable with how they play their game. They're comfortable with how they're set up to beat Olympic. And I think really through that first half, you'd have to say that they probably had a little bit less ball, but they certainly had their moments looking threatening. So it really is on a knife edge.
I tell you what we haven't talked about, and what the viewers may have missed slightly towards the end of that half, Sambo, is whether the game could be changed or altered or affected by discipline. We have said that there's been feeling in this game, and I'll give one more big ups to the official. The guy in the middle's done a good job so far of managing that, not overreacting in such a big game. So he's probably mitigated the risk of an early match affecting booking or red card. But is there the potential there for you that the game potentially gets affected if someone or one side loses discipline?
Well, as the half went on, we certainly saw a few more blow-ups. I'm seeing more from the sideline than on the field around the real feeling around it. We saw a couple of clashes here or there, but the bench is certainly getting into it and going into that halftime break. Both had questions to ask of the officiating crew as they went out there. So, yeah, there's certainly some feel. It's going to be interesting to see whether that kind of gets parked during the break and we just start moving forward and getting back into the game, or whether there's something that's happened out there that they're going to take out into the second half. So it could get affected. I don't think we've seen a yellow card yet, though, so I think the ref's quite happy to keep those in his pocket. So I think it would have to be something major to really have an impact, because you're looking at straight reds because the yellows just aren't accumulating.
Chatham Cup quarterfinals don't come around all the time. Getting players up for them isn't going to be a challenge. And on the other side of that coin could be whether players take it too far, in certain moments of the game. And I think we have seen the coming together, particularly of the midfielders in the first half, around, there's a pass that's not quite weighted properly. I'll try and get in there and disrupt that. And maybe the timing's been good for 90% of it, but as the game goes on, does that timing, remain on point? Yeah, and that's going to be the interesting thing. Probably later, as we get on into those kind of last 10-15 minutes, if the game's still tight or someone's chasing it, it's like cup football. You just take a risk, because you might as well take a risk, because if you lose, you're not here for the next round. So you've got to put it out there. So the decision maker could get affected, but let's hope that it doesn't get affected by that, and it gets decided by a great piece of play. Well, they are coming back out. Both sides are on the field. The officials are here. They are almost ready. We'll see if we can catch someone before we get going, or even as the game starts, whether anyone's good enough to chat to us from the two benches. Yeah, absolutely. Olympic making it difficult with their management not even out yet. But Cashmere will get us back underway for the second half.
Cashmere go long nice and early. Ben Mutter with the clearance. Sinclair tries to roll out. Does win the throw in.
Looking at the Olympic lineup, Sambo, there doesn't seem to be any changes from that perspective. I must admit, I don't know the Cashmere lineup as well as I do the Olympic boys, but looks to be no changes so far from either side. Can the fourth official potentially confirm any changes? Thank you, mate. There's the official staying on the ball for the entire first half and the start of the second.
There's certainly an advantage to be sitting in here.
Jim. Hey, Scotty. Thanks for joining us, mate. How are you?
Happy to be here. Yeah, I'm living the dream. Thank you.
Yeah. Lovely day here at Wakefield Park.
Tropical.
Tropical is one way to describe it. Yeah. Hey, talk us through the first half from Olympic perspective. You happy with it, or where were you at?
I think we came out and stuck to a plan. We were possibly a little bit complacent for that first goal. We sort of allowed ourselves to be in shapes that we wouldn't ordinarily be in, and they penetrated through the lines a lot easier than we've been. I mean, you're talking up until that Phoenix game 2 weeks ago, we hadn't lost a game here since June 21st last year.
Right.
We have a very, very good defensive record, so it would be uncharacteristic of us to concede like that.
Yeah.
But it just shows the strength of this Cashmere team. And when we played against them in the South Central Series last season, they were exceptional. Well, you can say as much as you like that we weren't on form that day, but they were an exceptional team. And you can see today that they're very well organised, they're very fit, they're very capable, and it's been a really, really good arm wrestle so far.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. We saw it the same way. They looked organised early and prepared for the game as you'd expect. It's a Chatham Cup quarter-final. But in the second half, what was sort of said at half-time to the boys, do you think, around the plan to break them down in the second half?
I think it's a matter of continuing on with the things that we've practiced across the week. It's not that it wasn't working, it's that we weren't executing it as well as we could have done. I think for us to keep level heads, for us to be able to believe in our process and follow through with what our strengths are, where we would lose this game is by changing the way we play.
Yeah, 100%. It's a good point. And just on that, and changes, anybody carrying any issues that you know of that we need to be looking for to see how they carry on, or are you fairly confident everyone will make it at this stage?
We're at a good end of the season in terms of how the condition that everybody's in. We've had the benefit of being able to cycle people through the squad. Against Napier last week, we had 6 under-20s in the squad.
Right.
All the players are able to...
Oh, is it coming together there? And the referee has decided after that coming together that that'll be a penalty kick. There seems to be some real seriousness around whether the player's carrying a further injury as a result of that challenge. But a couple of challenges there, Jim. One on the sideline, let go. A good advantage played by the ref. Be interesting to see what he does about that moving forward. And then Olympic penalty.
This will be interesting to watch. We pride ourselves on our strength as a team. One of the main things that we try to do is that we don't go down unnecessarily. And part of that process is a robust strength conditioning program.
Oh, they're readying the stretcher, but they're hoping not to bring it. Well, Jim, thanks so much for joining us, mate. Really appreciate your insight into the Olympic dressing room and the Olympic approach. All the best for the rest of the game, mate.
Cheers. Thank you for the opportunity, and also thanks to everybody behind the scenes in the club who's putting this match day on for us as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Sambo, what did you think of that?
Wow. There was a lot happening in there. Fortunately, the injury, from the first time we went down, they heard a couple of shouts of broken, so I was hoping that we weren't going to see the worst out there. There looked to be a late one on the run down the sideline as Sinclair drove in.
Right in front of us.
The Olympic fans certainly, or the bench certainly weren't happy with. It looked like a penalty to me. The ref originally waved it away.
Yeah.
And it was under advisement from his AR to give it. It certainly looked from a pen from the angle that I was seeing on as you were chatting to a new friend.
Here we go. An important moment in the match.
Cannon goal, sends in the wrong way.
Dispatched clinically, Sambo.
Olympic take a early lead, huge for them in the second half. Puts another challenge here on Cashmere to bounce back, much like Olympic did in the first half.
Yep, a major moment, just like that first half moment, Sambo, that we talked about at half time. Major moment.
Scooter Roach just making an impromptu appearance probably in the comms there.
Yep, just in case you at home were wondering, Scooter Roach was the one who let that slip.
Yeah, the benefits of being right in the thick of the action here. Basically parked up on the touchline on the halfway.
This is the
space.
important period now, Sambo, on the back of that. How do Cashmere react to that? Do they get themselves back in with their own opportunities, or do Olympic really gain the ascendancy with the lead and take a hold of this game?
Yeah. Because what we've seen out of Olympic, probably in the league game with Napier, they kind of just blew them away that last week early. And it was just they had a bit between their teeth and they just went and scored goals. Cup game, it was tighter for a longer period, but then once they got ahead, they really went. And that's what Cashmere's got to avoid here. They've got to build themselves back into this game. They've got the structure to do it. Again, like we said at the break, they didn't change their plan when they went 1-0 up, and they didn't change their plan when they equalised. And they almost have to take 5 minutes to resettle until there's more info coming from the sideline. They have to stick to their plan for the next 5 minutes and kind of ride this little bit of pressure out. It's early. It was a challenge. It was a penalty. We spoke about discipline maybe affecting the game, and maybe we've seen the first little piece of that because we saw 2 bites of a challenge and then the penalty, and it's put them behind on the back foot. But as we said, there's quality out there. They just need to ride this wave and get themselves back into the ascendancy.
Yeah, they just got to back themselves. They just got to stay with their plan and sort of back themselves that if they go back to doing what they are doing, the execution is better, that they'll get their own opportunities. And if they can do that, they probably won't give up many out of panic. You know what I mean? It's going to be tempting now for them to just overdo it, go for it a little too soon, and potentially give up another.
Yeah, I don't see the makings of a panicky side defensively. They look too well organised for that. But it's about how quickly they can create a chance to feel like they're back into it. And they've got a bit of space out here in a 1v1. Goes Gully.
Chances.
Tyndall, great chance. Just got it slightly on the up. Those half volleys, if you can get right over that half volley, it's quite easy to keep down. As soon as you're a metre away from it,
the idea was bang on, Sambo, in that area. Get it round the back while they're running back towards their own goal. Timing from the striker, fantastic. Execution on the finish, not quite there.
Yeah. Very, very similar to that first Olympic goal in the first half. Just that ball out wide, the quick one whipped across the face. This time, obviously, cleared the first defender and almost back on terms.
Game on. Well, whether you agree or not with the penalty decision, as we see another free kick for Olympic here, one thing's for sure, and I'm sure the video at home will confirm, the challenge was from behind.
Yeah.
So when you get stuck in your own penalty area on the wrong side, you're in an awkward predicament of whether you bother making a challenge or not.
Yeah. Caelan Gould again forces a save.
Really pinning them in now, Olympic. Caversham struggling to play out.
So Garvin Coffin with one to chase. Ben Mata leaves his feet but wins the challenge but not the ball. So Coffin could go again. Delivery is cleared. Cashmere comfortable in possession. Nice little interplay. Looking for another delivery. Into the area. Good save for Saleh. Cleared to the edge. And Olympic can clear and potentially counter here.
Own half, not offside.
Head of his man, but wasn't his own half.
And there it is again, Sambo. Caversham with their own opportunities to score through just going back to what was working for them, getting the ball wide, getting in beyond and getting balls into the area.
Yeah, this is a great bounce back for the first 5 minutes after conceding a goal, especially one so early in the half. They always hurt so much.
Yeah, I felt like before that opportunity, Olympic was starting to gain the ascendancy of keeping Caversham down this end and making it difficult to play out. But as you see, as soon as they do get that opportunity, they've got quality. This game is going to be tight. It's still there for the taking for both sides. Oh, we've got a change coming here, Sambo. I don't even think we need to go through it with the people at home. You can probably hear the match officials right next to us. Number 22, I think, is Lucas Helikias.
Just going to hold off.
Jesse Randall. Probably a change that you might have expected. Jesse Randall, the number 34 for Olympic, coming on. A recent signing from North Wellington and someone with undoubted quality.
Yeah, and he's played a lot recently. I mean, and this could be the unlucky one with Henry Singley Jack Henry Singley coming back, that you're not leaving him out of the side. So it's probably the unlucky one to miss out. But he gets a good stint at this game to really come in and show himself about. He's a quality player. Looking forward to seeing him get out there.
Yeah, it goes to show the strength as we see the linesman raise the flag, give the offside, but Olympic bringing Jesse Randall off the bench, and that's something in itself. But Lucas Helikias has been fantastic in this first half. Very positive, brought about the goal, and he'll be the one coming off.
Yeah, I agree. Lucas, another young player who's probably kind of struggled to get an opportunity permanently in the side for when he was really young. Now he's kind of got it at his club. He's really owning it and putting in performance after performance. Yeah,
100%, Sambo. He's found his feet at this level, and certainly starting to look comfortable. And I can understand them wanting to, gain ascendancy in this game. And that if the ball falls to him here, Jesse Randall, when he comes on, it's probably in the net.
Yeah. Gaul had a great opportunity to slip Jack Henry Sinclair in behind there. Just got it cut out. Sinclair does have it now. Finds a good delivery. Again, Cashmere win that first defensive header. And ball through to the goalkeeper. Jesse Randall still waits for his opportunity. Nice ball forward for Coughlin. Showed it to him and then took it away. He keeps driving. And it bounces back off him and out for a goal kick. Now the change comes.
Have you heard a goal kick cheered for like that around Wellington so far this season?
To be fair, that back cheers quite loudly for almost anything.
Yeah, goal kick. Well done, fellas. You gotta love it. It's unique here, isn't it? The atmosphere, the people. It's a great place to come, and a difficult place to come if you are the away team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was a great shift from Helikias out there. Gets the early mark. It's certainly not the. Obviously, you'd have to say it's a strategic change.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. I mean, for me, obviously we've spoken about how good we thought he was in the first half and that, but you can understand it looks tactically like they're just going to keep the pressure on. Fresh legs.
A good ball straight to Jesse Randall for his first touch. Driving into the area. Finds Davenport Peterson. Cashmere again, drive forward, looking for that ball to do over the top. Hey Lucas, thanks for joining us, mate.
Sweet as
we're getting you in trouble by getting you off the bench and with the fourth official. So what initial thoughts just getting off the field? How do you think the game's going?
First half, I think it was a scrappy start from us in regards to playing wise. But then, I think we came in out of our shell a bit. Obviously, everyone's a bit nervous with the Chatham quarterfinal at home, especially. So I think, we've opened it up and now we're playing our football that we sort of planned during the week.
Good bit of feedback there.
Yeah, definitely.
But how are you feeling now? So obviously, penalty, big moment in the second half.
Yeah.
Just to get yourselves 2-1 up.
Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't say it was a relief. I think, a chance for us was coming, and we spoke at half-time and said, look, we have to come out firing first 5-10, try to get that goal to sort of put our, lift our confidence and also just put that sort of area of comfortness for us as well. Here we go here.
Yeah, as we get a breakaway here. Sinclair into the area, tries to bring it back. Does get the corner.
That penalty sort of put us, that confidence definitely helped.
Yeah, well now the rain's gone away, it seems to be calming down. It's a good chance just to get your foot on the ball now and just kind of get boys to relax a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we, as I said before, we planned during the week on how to play against their block, and I think it's starting to show now. Our confidence is lifted after that goal, and hopefully we can keep the momentum going and get another couple.
Cool, mate. Well, thanks for joining us briefly, mate. All the best for the rest of the game and rest of the season. Hope to catch up soon.
Thank you so much.
Big shouts.
Huge penalty shout. Well, what's going on here, Sambo? Whilst he pulls out the card, and is this the first booking? I feel like the Olympic bench is making it pretty clear they feel like that arm was really high, and if it struck the arm, well, how's it not a penalty?
Yeah. Yeah, big shout.
One big shout I do want to make, Sambo, is a huge apology. It has come to my attention that I have said Caversham at least 3 or 4 times during this broadcast. Apologies, people. I do realise that is not who is playing today.
It's Cashmere, bring us away. Sindel again. Driving into 4. He's done well to come back out and recycle the position.
I feel like it's your fault. You should have screened the colour commentary position maybe a little better than you have. But yeah, apologies again to Cashmere fans. You want people getting it right for your team, and fair enough. Appreciate the feedback.
Sinclair looking to drive into the area, pulls it back to the edge of the area. Johnny lays it off. Kind of goal with the opportunity. Does take a deflection. Goes out for a corner kick. It's a good period now for Olympic.
That was really well worked, wasn't it? Nice bit of interplay and patience when they got into the attacking third. Instead of just pumping it in there, they worked their way across the box. Good interplay and teed up a nice opportunity there, but well defended by Cashmere.
Again, in swinging delivery. Great first header.
Nothing getting through there.
Nah, all day.
Oh, yeah, easy one for the official there. You put your hand on his shoulder, pull him back. Easy free kick.
Yeah. Cashmere today, it's been outstanding at defending that first ball, that whether it's a cross, whether it's a set piece, just the first headers.
Yeah, because you wouldn't say that Olympic, they're handy on set piece. They've got some players who, again, very experienced at this level, solid players, strong players in the air. You've been Mutters, etc. of this lineup, but Cashmere have definitely dealt with that fairly comfortably so far.
So Ken Donkers for Cashmere joins into the game. His first piece of business will be just watching a set piece for Wellington Olympic. Not a bad range here. Probably good 6 or 7 yards outside the D. Good opportunity to get the ball up and down from there.
I fully thought Jesse Randall was a lefty.
Oh, delivery takes a deflection. Friendly one for the goalkeeper. Doesn't really move it too much. Just puts it into his hands.
Yeah, decent
Cashmere
strike.
can bring us out.
Probably took a little bit of pace off it.
Yeah. First touch for Donkers here. Just been on the part. Just looking to drive inside. Just gets closed down. 3 defenders. Straight in to put him under pressure.
Yeah, another fantastic track from the Olympic midfielders to come back and help. Delayed really well by Justin Gully to delay the breakout as we see the pace
Bazookas, the extra
Giovanni.
pace just gets in there.
Gianni, sorry.
But first challenge into the box. Won cleanly. Cashmere can come out again. Great little interplay. Free up the space. Just rolled a little too far. It's a little bit unfortunate. It was a great little bit of interplay. Obviously just rolling a little bit too far out to that far side. Out for Olympic throw. Yeah, good pressure there on Justin Gully. Gets it as far as he can.
How strong is Justin Gully in the 1v1? That tackle there, it's a dodgy wee underweighted pass. Probably should have been won by the Cashmere player, but so strong in the 1v1.
Again. It's a nice little delicate shoulder touch in the middle of the park.
G'day, how are you? I'm nice and relaxed. Here
Big
you
fan
go,
of
shoulder it down to you. Fantastic skill.
So in position, looking a little bit more stretched and having the players up front. Just trying to get high. Again, driving into the area. Gully wants the first ball, and Olympic can clear. But again, there's a bit of a gap coming up now in that midfield area. You know, they're putting like kind of 4 up the top, 4 at the back, and just looking to get into those wide areas nice and early. As Coughlin gets it on the turn, he's got a man outside him, but he looks like he wants to drive. Nice little ball into an area. Gully wins it at the near post.
Cashmere looking a little loose with it now, aren't they? Like they're just putting it out there. They're just going for it. They're just letting things flow and hoping to hit targets, which is great.
Great ball. Just avoided at that near post.
This is a good period for them. This is what we need to see if they're going to continue to create opportunities to get back into this game. That's what they need.
Olympic ball under pressure.
This has been a tussle.
It's been a great game.
Regardless of who's been on top at whatever moment of the game, there's been moments for both sides, backwards and forwards.
It just seems like there's like really it's just competitive in every position on the pitch at the moment. Both sides have the confidence to play, so getting put under pressure, but they'll play their way out. You know, I think I mentioned it first half, and we've seen it a couple of times in the second half too, that Cashmere can be under pressure. Get a first touch. But Cashmere can be under pressure, and so everything in you says they're just going to knock it long here, and they don't get the ball down and play. It's a nice one to play with Gould here. Connor Gould. Yeah, he's going to have to open it out. Ref's got the advantage. Demario can continue to drive. Randall, corner of the box. Demario got acres of time. Tries to pick the right option. Last little bounce pass.
I judged to be on the edge of the area, luckily for Cashmere, but I tell you what, he's added something different since coming to this game. It's clear to see now what Olympic were thinking with that change, because he's starting to do it. He combines inside a lot more than maybe the 1v1 ability of Lucas Helikias.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones. You get a couple of these every so often. Free kick, right on the edge.
You can tell he practices these two, because even that one that went straight into the keeper's arms, it took a deflection. It was a solid strike. It took a bit of pace off with the deflection and made it a comfortable save. But you can imagine if he gets it right from this closer range, this could be difficult.
Yeah.
And another major moment in the game here.
Yeah, you think Greasy service still, you're going to follow up on the goalkeeper, anything that's on target. Good strike, great save.
Oh,
with the follow-up.
Huge piece of luck.
So unfortunate for the goalkeeper. It was a wonderful strike, but the save just pushes it straight up in the air.
And, we talked about an absolute major moment of the game as we see the flares start to go off by the Olympic faithful here in celebration. But you got to ask yourself, Sambo, was such a good save by the keeper. Unfortunately, it's gone straight up in the air. But how on earth does Tor Davenport beat out the centre-back to the header across the line? Because really, straight up in the air there, he'd pride himself on winning that.
Yeah, you'd be disappointed. You'd be disappointed. Obviously, as the goalkeeper, you've done your bit. Maybe he could have got over the bar, but the speed it was coming, just to get enough on it to get it clear. Because ultimately it was clear. It was 10 metres up in the air.
Yeah, and he
some support.
He did. He really, I mean, could he have done more with it? Maybe, but it's a solid strike. He does his part by keeping it out of the net.
Well, your initial reaction was a great save, right?
Yeah, 100%. And he just needs maybe the others around him to react a little quicker and do their part in keeping the ball out. And they'll probably look back on that and be a little disappointed.
Well, the flares are up on the Olympic bank.
And you dare say that might be the first of many if they go on to hold out the result here. Or it could be a little premature.
It could be. Because Cashmere, before that, they had a good period. A good period of moving the ball around. Good delivery in. Drops to the edge. Just snatched at it a little. And then get themselves a set piece. So, we spoke about big moments and just ahead of that free kick that went in. This is another one.
Yeah.
If they can pull one back quickly, then it's all on and the momentum can shift. Delivery deep. Just looking for a good opportunity to get it back in. Poor delivery, but it cleans it up, but it may go out for a goal kick. No, he can hold it in.
It's another corner, and Cashmere are organised from set piece. They've got some big fellas. This is not what Olympic will want. To be fair, they have sounded the alarm in this game. You should know by now that they are definitely still going to continue to carry their own threat, whether it's from set piece, on the break. They've got players in their side who can get back into this.
Good delivery. Great first header, Ben Mata. Got a goal, just kind of scoops it into a bad area. Gets away with it, and Demario completes it. There's no free ball in this game, is there?
Yeah, the first time in this match as we see another change that I'll flick to you in a second for, Sambo, but the first time in this game I've noticed Olympic dragging the wide player all the way back in to be alongside the centre-backs defensively.
Yeah, just a common theme of this game so far is no matter where you get it, there's the ball easy flick on from the throw-in and through the goalkeeper. But, I mean, there's a little bit of freedom for the centre-backs occasionally for Olympic. They get that first kind of little piece of time. But other than that, everything is combative. There is no free ball.
Booking? I don't know.
Yeah, coming together.
There's been a few of them.
Yeah, there has been a few of those.
Oh, I'm going out there. You can stay on the fence. I'm going first mistake of the game.
You think?
Not a booking for me.
Sam Richards sitting here on the sideline just waiting to get out onto the park.
It's certainly not a promising attack. It's certainly not malicious.
No, and Cam Vickers is the player to come off. Yeah, probably a bit harsh. I mean, it was a good coming together. When you just try to hold your body out and you've got to get your arms out for support and just getting into a bad area.
Yeah, took him down. Moving on.
Good flick on. No running behind, though. And Olympic can get us clear. Bazookas gives chase. It's definitely getting a bit more testy out there as Olympic in behind with Randall. He gets themselves another corner.
Well, he's been lively since coming into this game. I mean, I know he's needed some reminders that you probably heard from the management team around when they should be, when he should be tracking, when he shouldn't be. But he's combined beautifully inside, and as he saw again, just there trying to cut it back.
Yeah, he's had a great shift since coming in. Lasovich starts around the edge of the box. Again, first header clear. Sam Richards just coming on. Can't win the ball back. And Sinclair drives forward. Callan Gould out and in. Olympic asking for hands, but arms were well tucked inside the body there.
Gee, Justin Gully's been good today. Nice and solid.
Zukas cuts out a couple. Looks to get it back on target.
Oh, that's a fantastic block on the line. Definitely needed. Not sure whether the goalkeeper would have got to that.
And ball across the face, out for a goal kick. They're always tough, eh? He goes way away, and you expect the strike to come at your near post.
Yeah, 100%.
But he's gone away, and then try to tuck it into the far, and it's such a hard one to change your weight to get back and down for it.
You're right. He's dribbled so far across the box, you start following him with your own movement, and then to go back the other way is difficult. Not that we were goalkeepers.
Gully does enough that Devonport Peterson can pick up on the other side. Goes back to Basale. Goes high and long. Again, first header one. Coughlin out wide. Sam Richards look for the delivery. A little bit low. Gully can easily clean that up.
It's a period now, Sambo, with a 2-goal advantage to Olympic, where Cashmere probably need to get going a little quicker in terms of how aggressive they are in a knockout game, in a quarterfinal. You know, a draw does nothing. So
yeah, we spoke about it at the break. Like, what's the mentality going into the second half? And I think there's just under a quarter of an hour left in this match. The 2 goals down. If you lose 4-1, 5-1 at this point, it doesn't make a difference if you're from losing by 3. So you might as well back to the wall, come out fighting, and try to get yourself back into it. We've seen quality that they can create something, even when they've been 2 down and, maybe on the back foot. The ball play's still good. The quality of chances that they're creating is still good. Some of it's just the last bit of delivery into the area, and if they can get that right and get themselves a goal with, 6-7 minutes to go, it's all on.
And you wouldn't say that would be not deserved. I mean, Olympic definitely deserved to be ahead here, but Cashmere have carried so much of a threat in this game that you feel like if one does go in, it's not going to be lucky. It's not going to be a mistake. It's going to be something that could easily happen, and that's something that Olympic need to be wary of to close this game out very cautiously.
And who wouldn't mind another half an hour out here at Wakefield Park? The rain stopped. It's beautiful now.
Yeah, pretty much everybody on that bank over there, but none of them are watching the online stream, so that's all good.
So condensed and combative in that midfield area. There's probably a couple of fouls they could pick there.
Davenport's so strong. He's taken contact well today, whether he's given it and timed it well, or whether he's received it and absorbed it and tried to play through it and picked up a free kick. It's been a real feature of his game today. He's battled for his team. He's done well. He's been composed with it too, hasn't he, Sambo? It's easy to get overawed when there's constant niggle in the game, but he just gets up, goes again, tries the same thing again.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you look at his days before he came to Olympic.
Oh, who gets booked here? You know what I mean? Like, hey, no, I wasn't taking it. He was taking it.
Yeah. I think there's your early mark, right? And I talked about the rain stopping. Here it comes. But, it's probably a good time to get on and stop, the silly time wasting.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the referee, just put a line in the sand. And so I'm not going to let you guys do that.
Then Paul Peterson, he can drive the box here. Pulls it back. You can see what he was trying to do. He got a bit more angle on that. But there was just not the speed in the pass to be able to get it to where he needed it to go.
Just a toe in to lob it behind, but missed timing. I feel like the linesman was about to give an offside, and a no frills return to sender. Old school. Get that out of here from Scott Basale.
Yeah,
back down there.
Just knocked it the 90 metres down the other end of the park.
Goodbye, ball.
Sam Richards has got some space out on the left-hand side if they can see him. They stick down the right. Blesovic does well again. He's got the first one for kind of just the arms to get around him.
There was a reason he got a bit desperate with the lunge there, because there was some contact before there. But we're at that discipline stage now where you're starting to see that timing go. People start to push the line around the contact, and there's been a couple of bookings now. So if there isn't a change in behaviour, we're lending ourselves towards, a change in numbers on the field.
Yeah, it could well go that way. We're certainly seeing a bit more of those clashes and frustration starting to boil over.
Just not something that Olympic should really get any involvement in. When the game's going the way you want, you don't want to offer a new avenue back into the game for the other team.
Yeah, Randall he tries to take the header down the line, can't keep it in. So Cashmere could build out, looking for the quick ball across. So bit of a won't say lazy ball, but a bit of a rush ball, I think, to get it into the area. And I think this is the real balance now, where you've got to be aggressive and you've got to go after it. Again, another free kick that's getting challenged at every turn. But yeah, like I say, it was a rush ball into the area, and you're kind of seeing another one here that's just going to run away, and Plesovich should tidy this up pretty comfortably. It's that now that balance where you need to go and push the game, but you're still going to be accurate. Your accuracy's got to be high.
Timing wrong again there with Bazookas. I feel like that's been a theme with him today, where he's made some really good runs threatening beyond, but the timing just hasn't been there of the pass, and he cuts such a frustrated figure on the back of those runs, not coming, nothing coming with it.
I mean, that's the second one this half where he's been ahead of the entire back four, but inside his own half. So great opportunity to get him in behind. Ball into the area. Will it drop for a chance?
Little kick out there.
Yeah,
another good advantage.
Referee's got it. That's a nasty one.
Oh, now there's a booking here.
Yeah.
A little bit disappointing. I know he catches a lot of leg, and he hasn't made many fouls in this game. There's probably a free kick just down there, a little lash out that has gone unpunished.
Yeah, that's probably like, as we've said, the officiating's been great. My issue in general with some of the advantages and things like that is there's a lot of advantages that get let go, but sometimes when you get the opportunity to pull back and actually address the issue that's happened, it doesn't really get done too much. And this is a good example. There was a bit of a kick out of the box. Ball gets able to play out. And then that is a foul. I mean, I think that is a yellow card in there, because it was studs up. It was pretty, down the back of the ankle. It's not a great challenge there from Caelan Gould, but you got to ask what else needs to be addressed in that passage of play, right?
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I can't believe we. Oh no!
This should be a penalty.
Yeah, consistency. At the end of the day, Sambo, what did we say about the first pen? It was definitely from behind. You'd have to say that.
Yeah,
it's probably just the same.
He certainly stepped across, hands on the bat. I don't think you can complain too much.
No, definitely not. I don't think there is a lot of complaint on the back of the decision. I think the only complaint we're potentially hearing is if maybe there was a booking earlier to the same player. Where would he be now?
That's certainly the noise coming out of the Cashmere Tech dugout.
And this is the lifeline, Sambo. We're about to see another major moment in this game where it goes in. We're in for a grandstand finish. Who's the taker here, Sambo? I'm just obstructed.
This is Gavin Coughlin.
Oh, Coughlin.
This is who you want on the ball, I would imagine. He's getting a lot from the bank. A lot of boos. He's an experienced player. Great save. And the follow-up's in. Must have it from encroachment.
Encroachment from the Cashmere players, or? Well, what we do know is it was a fantastic save by Scott Basali, and Cashmere definitely won the race to the ball. Obviously, the referee saying, well, you won the race to the ball because you were in too early. Hard for us to see from here.
Yeah, hard to see from the level we're on. But it is harsh. Great first save. Let's not take that away from Scotty Bass. He got down well for it. Must have been encroachment, but now the officials are having another chat to each other.
Major moment, sensible. Let's confirm, make sure we got it right.
Well, you know, we're talking about Chatham Cup quarter final, right? You want to make sure you're getting these decisions right.
Yeah, major.
Huge
we talk about
with that penalty save.
Huge moments in the game in terms of the players. Oh, for the officials, I tell you what, if they were to overturn this down that end.
Well, whichever way you're going here, you're going to cause a stir, right?
Oh, and I think he has, I think he has. I don't know.
So he must have them for both going in.
Yes. So I think what they've ruled is that there was an encroachment from Cashmere, but there was an encroachment from the goalkeeper who's come off his line as well. So they're going to give a retake. I don't mean it's not funny. I don't want to laugh, but to me it feels like from here a bit of a cop out.
So here we go. Take two.
But drama, and
Take
for the
two.
neutral, let's get it on.
So Scott Basali, huge save first time round. Let's see what comes second time. Great penalty.
Bang.
Same side, higher, harder.
Yeah, higher.
3-2.
And you're right, harder. Smash. In. Give me the ball. 3-2. Let's go. A very confident, in those moments where you've missed a pen and, plenty of people miss penalties, but to get the ball again, go back to the spot and confidently dispatch it like that, not easy.
To confidently go same side and just back yourself. Goalie's made a good save. Probably not the best strike for the first one. Bit low, not that hard. Second time round, he's just buried it. Could have gone the same. He could have guessed the right way. He's not pulling that one in.
But the sign of a good penalty.
Yeah,
And it
now really sets us up for these last few minutes. 3-2. And it's one of those...
Oh, no. That's not great. At the end of the day, you're up for a challenge there. You feel some contact from behind. Get caught in the back of the head. You're definitely going in the book.
Yeah.
Probably one of the easier ones we'll see. It's had everything now, isn't it? This one.
Hasn't it?
How long we got to go, fourth official? 40? How long we got?
Only a couple of minutes.
8. I'm calling. Plus.
Yes, there will be a bit of time added on, I would imagine. A few little dust-ups in the penalty debacle.
Yeah. Yeah, which took some conferring, and like you say, we needed that.
The idea was to get to the right decision, and if that takes a little bit of time to get there, then that's what we need to do.
Right, I just said 8. It's actually 2 plus whatever's going to be added on, so I was quite far out. I feel like we've seen a whole lot of football, though, Sambo.
So this could be a good opportunity for Olympic now to kind of turn the screw and create a chance or dominate some possession down this end of the park. Goals always change games, and the old cliche, but it changes the attitude and the momentum of how the teams are feeling. So with the late goal to get it back to 3-2, Cashmere's going to be thinking that they're right back in this game. Olympics now in hold on mode. So we're hearing there's probably going to be about 5 minutes added on unless we see anything else drastic or any changes or injuries in the last kind of couple of minutes. So still a bit of time here. Still 5 minutes to create another chance. We've said all day there's goal scorers in this Cashmere outfit. So if they get a chance, we could be looking at extra time. Richards just out-muscled by Kalen Gould. Strong out of the back. Zukas just tries to flick a little back heel through to Randall. First one's blocked, but he manages to get it back. But the second one's blocked too. Good defending. Cashmere looking to get numbers in.
That challenge needs to be made. And you got to get to the point there on a breakout from Cashmere where you go for it. Worst case scenario, you just give up a foul. Break up play. To his credit, got the ball.
Did. Cashmere, big loop. Big loopy delivery into the area. Amazingly, he's able to bounce as our 5 minutes added on is confirmed. Kalen Gould, I don't see a foul there. Richards just get beaten to it by Gully, and Sinclair looks to bring us out.
Which he's done all day, Justin. He's showed his quality with that pass again and there. And
Connor
the breakout's
Gould
on.
releases bazookas. I really like Knight in goal. Makes some great saves and he's very calm with the ball at his feet. Connor Gould again. Looks for Sinclair. Good ball across. Great defending.
What a foot in he's got there. Not only has he dived in and got a foot in, he's managed to get a foot in that hasn't gone towards the goal.
Oh,
running towards your own net, that's very difficult.
From the own goal in the first half, you know, we said that ball in that area where you've just got to make a challenge, and if you get it wrong or you get unlucky, it's just going into your own net. There's another one there.
And if you don't get there, the fella behind you is definitely tapping that in.
Bazookas is tapping that in.
100%.
So he had to make the challenge. He had to take the gamble that he was just going to put into his own net. Sinclair thinks to the back post. Gets away from everyone. Cashmere bring us out. Olympic have it at the back though. Dirty. So Connor Gould. This will be his last input into this game. Long advantage.
That's probably a little too long. I mean, for me, Jesse Randall hooks onto the edge of that ball. He's attacking. He decides to go for a pass, which he messes up. I don't know. For me, that's probably a touch too long.
Yeah, I agree. Fourth official just trying to get the referee's attention to make a sub. And he'll make it now. So Connor Gould will leave. Jonty Rubis will enter the field of play.
Olympic now making every effort just to manage time through to the end of this one because...
Yeah, I mean, Connor Gould on the far side. We're supposed to just chop off the other side and walk his way around, but
I'm going all the way.
I'm going across the field.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't hear you. By the time I'm already halfway now.
Yeah. He's done well.
And not surprisingly, Cashmere's management team unhappy.
Yeah, just want to make sure that this time is rectified. Right,
Yeah.
There is additional time that's going in. You know, long substitute. You know, will we? Won't we make it? A lot of time spent on the corner.
Oh no, unlucky.
Caelan Gould drives into that near post.
Probably put a bit too much on it for his own teammate there, but definitely went for it.
So not long left now. Cashmere just looking for something, free kick, a corner, something in there that's going to be able to get people in the box and get a delivery in there.
As a bare minimum, get the ball down the right end of the field.
I think you just got to get down into an area where you might have something drop for you. It's getting to that stage.
We're at that time.
Yeah.
Get it in there.
Yeah, long throw.
Keep it interesting.
But it's going to give you these opportunities on the counter attack if you're an Olympic supporter.
Oh, we've got a 4v2 now.
Forward.
A strong breakout. Ball gone wide though.
The attacking players. Oh, it's dropped again. Caelan Gould, 2 great saves and cleared. You've got all your attacking players looking to get their name on the score sheet. All the defenders yelling you to take it to the corner.
This has just gone to that frantic level now, isn't it, Sambo?
Yeah.
Cashmere on the break, having to track back on a breakout from Olympic, trying to get back down the other end.
Again, they're just trying to get themselves a free kick, and they've got one.
That's what they needed. See, we talked about it. You get the ball down the right end. You need something to happen for you to give you an opportunity.
And here it is. This is your go for broke. You know, you're in probably stoppage time.
Goalkeeper coming forward as well.
Yeah, why not?
Well, why not? But if you're sending the goalie forward, what's the fella on halfway? Is he not as good as the goalie up there?
I think the goalkeeper there just creates chaos because no one knows what he's going to do if the ball gets in and around him.
But how does he add more quality than these two who are back here now?
Good strike. Flicks top of the wall, out for a corner.
Go on, put yours all in. Let's go.
Yeah, at this point, there's no point having anybody back.
No. You
You know,
got to
if you concede on the counter attack from here, so be it.
Yeah. Go for it.
You've just got to put more in there. They're going to put, they've got every player back there. You might as well put everyone up.
Well, this is it. Game on the line. Corner for Cashmere. Here we go.
Delivery goes far and flicked on. And there's full time. Full time. 3 goals to 2. Huge game. Huge game.
And as we hear Scooter Roche with the celebrations again, they're looking upset. They're looking like deflated, Cashmere Tech, but they put on an absolute display here. They gave it to them. They gave as good as they got.
It was a great game of football. It was just so I want to say combative, but not in a really physical, dirty way, but combative in that there was no easy play out there. There was no one got any time on the ball. There was no kind of freedom to. If you wanted a meter, you had to earn it, and that cut both ways. And I think that made it the kind of game that it was. And it's a huge result for Olympic.
Huge result, and I think you'd be disappointed if there wasn't a bit of feeling in the Chatham Cup quarter-final here at Wakefield Park, travelling away. If there wasn't a bit of feeling in the game, you'd be disappointed. And I think Cashmere Tech, they're responsible as much as Olympic are for the feeling that we saw for the contest that we just saw. They played a big role in that. They can be proud of their efforts here today.
Yeah, so I mean, this is I think the first semi-final for Olympic since 2013. So we're going back a little bit of a way for their last semi-final.
Yeah, and as we sort of mentioned earlier, around that 2009 being their last and only triumph in the Chatham Cup, and that's what that star reflects on the Olympic uniform. And a nice touch and a nice nod to the trophy that is the Chatham Cup. But yeah, I think what we're hearing now is a real celebration that they're into the semis, but almost relief.
Yeah. It's a trophy that probably as a club would like to have won more. Obviously, everyone wants to win it every year, but just having one in the cabinet, they'd like to win it more. But it's so hard to get there. There's so many good teams around that you've got to navigate through.
Well, you look at that 2009 squad. What a team that was.
But they've done their bit. They've done their bit now. This is a tough game. Getting a team from out of region that you're unsure about. The advantage is good at home. But that was a shift. That was an absolute shift to get through. Gave themselves a little bit of a scare with that late penalty to take it back to 3-2. And once it was there, it was kind of, it could have been nicked, but they held on and did a good job.
Yeah, unsurprisingly though, because I think we were really consistent throughout the call around. They carried threat throughout from the start through to the finish. Whether they were on the back foot or on the front foot, there was always the option that they could go down and get one back.
We'll just grab Rupert Kimmy's Olympic coach as he comes off the puck. Congratulations, mate.
Thanks, Chris.
Huge result.
Yeah, it was big, eh?
How did you feel going from, obviously the first half was a bit of a struggle to come out. They set themselves up in a nice little block there to try to break down for those first 10-15 minutes. Was that a bit of a struggle early on? Were you expecting that?
Yeah, we were expecting them to put a block on us and fed it in. They did a quite good job of that and getting that early goal. Obviously put us on the back foot, but pretty happy for the lads coming back, making it 1-0, and we were happy at the half time. Then after that, to be able to bring players like Jesse Randall into the second half.
Jesse, I thought, made a big change out there. Just changed the way that you attacked a little bit. But I mean, you took Lucas Halakias off, who was probably your threat in the first half, so kind of a threat for a threat, but it just changed a little bit.
Yeah. Lucas did really well out there. It wasn't the reason why he came up at all. It's just hard when you got quality on the bench, like and John T's and the Jessies and that who are sitting on the bench, and to be able to bring them on, it's pretty good.
Well, congratulations, mate. All the best for the semi-final. We look forward to it.
Yep, and thanks for you guys coming down and doing the commentating. We really appreciate it.
No worries. Love taking in the lovely Wakefield weather, mate.
Cheers.
Well done, mate. Well done.
So thanks everyone for joining in through our coverage today. Apologies again for that little kind of blip heading into half-time when we had our power issues, but hope you've enjoyed the coverage of the quarter-final of the Chatham Cup. Huge result here for Wellington Olympic. Put themselves into the hat for the semi-final. and we look forward to joining you all again soon. Thank you, Scotty, for coming on and braving the muddy stop bank which you fell down.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure to come down and do the game with you, Sambo, and well done to the two teams on a fantastic display.